When you're ready to get out and have some fun, we're ready for you. We've opened back up, but we're not letting our guard down. Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City, where it's better at the beach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Durham, and I'm here at Chinook Winds Casino Resort in beautiful Lincoln City, Oregon. And this evening we are partnering with Newport Seafood and Wine Festival. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. I'm going to be sharing some dishes with you. Later in the segment, we'll talk about some wine. And this is our 8th year doing this, and I'm really excited about it. I think we're going to have a whole lot of fun. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. So our first recipe that we're going to be working on this evening is the grilled Mahi Mahi Tacos with mango. So get all your ingredients together and away we go. first off this evening, we are going to make our chipotle aioli. I like to make this first thing. You could even do it the night before because as it sits, the flavors come out a little bit more. But tonight we're going to make it right now. So here we go. We take our mayonnaise. Our chipotle. Our onion, our minced red onion. Garlic, gotta have garlic. Love garlic. Cumin. And last but not least, lime juice. And there we go. And then you just mix it all up. It's really simple. This is one of my favorite aiolis. It goes well with a lot of things, has a little bit of kick to it. And it should look something like that when you're done. And so our next step this evening is marinating our mahi mahi. And with this, we are taking our mahi mahi that's already been cut into strips. These were relatively small fillets, so I'll probably have 2 on each taco, but if you have larger fillets, you may only get 1 strip on each taco. So for the marinade, what we have is lime juice, salt and pepper, and of course garlic. And then mix all that up. Should just look like this. Some people might put cilantro in there. That would certainly be fine. I'm a cilantro fan. My wife hates cilantro, so I don't put it in sometimes. But anyway, after that, you just mix your mahi mahi in. Oops. And you marinate it. And you want to let this sit for 15-20 minutes before you put it on the grill. That way the flavors penetrate the flesh a little bit. And then once we're done with this, we're going to let it sit, and in a few minutes we're going to be on the grill and almost ready to assemble our tacos. Okay, so now it's time to grill our mahi mahi. It's been 15-20 minutes since we marinated it. We have a nice hot grill here ready to go that's been seasoned. So you just want to lay that on there nicely. There we go. I like to hear that sizzle. That means you've got a hot enough grill. So for those of you who do not know, mahi mahi is more of a warm water fish. It is found in most oceans. It's firm flesh. It takes to marinate very well, and it's just an enjoyable fish to eat. Of course, our tacos this evening, we are grilling them. Some people may batter them and fry them. That's the way a lot of tacos are served. But I like the flavor from the grill. So it's probably time to turn our, oh, look at that. That's perfect. And this grill is hot. I am cooking my knuckles. Oops. There we go. Just a couple more minutes and we are going to be ready to assemble our tacos. And now our mahi mahi is ready to come off the grill. Oops, I've got an escapee there. There we go, grilled mahi mahi. So now it's time to warm up our tortillas and make some tacos. So here we go. So the tortillas I'm using this evening are a hybrid tortilla. You can find them in the grocery stores on occasion. They're not there all the time, but it's corn and flour mixed together. So you get that wonderful corn flavor, but you get the versatility of the flour. It's a little bit easier to work with. So we're using those in a number of our restaurants here at the resort. So if you find them, try them. I think you'll really enjoy them. My pan, I had given just a quick spray. I find that a little bit of oil helps warm up those tortillas and make them flexible. If you want, you can use straight flour tortillas or you can use corn. The preference is up to you. But as I said, here I'm using this hybrid, which I really enjoy just because it's so versatile. So now we're ready to take our tortillas off the heat and bring it over and make some tacos. Yeah, if you can find some of these little taco holders, they are wonderful. They certainly help hold things open. And now we're ready to begin. So how you build the tacos is up to you. I like putting the cabbage in first and then the dressing on top of it. But if you would like to put the dressing down first, that's up to you. And this is just shredded green cabbage. And now we're putting our aioli in that we made a little while ago. You put about a tablespoon in on each taco. Just like that. And then, as I said earlier, this fillet of Mahi Mahi were fairly small, so I'm doing 2 pieces per taco. Normally, if you get a larger fillet, you may just do 1 long strip. But then you just nestle your Mahi Mahi in here. And there we go. And then you are going to top it with the mango. Some people may want to put some cilantro in the mango, make it more like a salsa, but today I just wanted to keep it nice and clean with the vibrant flavor of the mango. And then just spoon a little bit of the mango on top. And there you have Mahi Mahi Mango Tacos. Our next dish this evening is going to be a Dungeness crab salad featuring fresh corn. And we're going to finish it with a Oaxacan cheese quesadilla. Folks, you're going to love this one. So our first order of business is making the salad dressing. So we get our bowl and we put our olive oil in, our fresh herbs. We have basil, we have tarragon, and we have mint. Our garlic, minced jalapenos. I took the seeds out of there, but if you like it a little hotter, you can leave the seeds in. That's up to you. The pepper, mustard, vinegar, and salt. There we go. Mix that all up. So that's what your dressing will look like. And there we go. So now that our dressing is done, we are going to start assembling the ingredients for the salad itself. And one of those ingredients is fresh corn. So when I use fresh corn, I like to cut it in half before I take the kernels off. That way you have a stable base and it's not wiggling all over. And all you do is go down the kernel, keep turning it. Whoops. There we go. So I think you get the idea. It's pretty easy to do. Actually, this is the way I prefer eating corn at home. I'm not big much into the kernel thing because it gets stuck in your teeth, so I like doing it this way. So the next step is going to be putting our picked crab in. You want to make sure that you go through it and there's no shells in it. That's the last thing you want to do is eat shells of the crab. And so we're going to put that in our mixing bowl. And it'll break up when we stir the salad. And so this recipe makes 4 portions. So we're using about a pound of crab. And of course, Dungeness crab is in season right now. You can get it at your local grocery store. It's very good this time of year. Now we add our diced peppers, our green onions, this we added to add the lemon juice and zest to the dressing. And then we have to dice our avocado. So this is how I like to do it. Just draw your knife through it. Then get yourself a spoon. And voila, you have diced avocado. And now we are going to put in the corn. And then last but not least, we toss everything with the dressing. There we go. And then we toss our salad. Doesn't that look good? And now it's going to be time to make our quesadilla. So now it's time to make our Oaxacan cheese quesadilla. So the first thing we want to do is make sure our pan is warm. Not crazy hot, but warm. And then we're going to put a little bit of spray release on there. It just helps with that contact and make sure that the tortilla picks up the heat evenly. And we're using Oaxacan cheese, which is kind of like a mozzarella. It's quite good, melts great. And then we are going to put cojito cheese over it, which is like a Parmesan cheese. It's a little salty and briny. It's a great cheese as well. Just lay the cheese in there and let it start melting. Now we sprinkle a little bit of the cojito cheese in there. And we let it melt. As you can see, the cheese is starting to melt, so we're getting close. As it starts to melt, you can fold it over. See how it's a little shiny and the tortilla is starting to pick up color because we put a little bit of that oil in there. And there we go. Now we're ready to assemble our salad. So now it's time to put our salad together. Get our serving plate. We have our crab mixture with the fresh corn, avocado, peppers, and that wonderful herb dressing. And here we have our torn Bibb lettuce. Now, if you want, you can do this without the lettuce. You can change lettuces. I just chose to use Bibb lettuce because I like Bibb lettuce. So there you go. And the reason I recommend that you tear the lettuce, Bibb lettuce is very fragile, and a lot of times if you cut it, especially if you cut it small, it bruises very quickly. So then we take our corn and crab salad with the beautiful avocado in there. Put that in. We cut our quesadilla into 3 pieces. And it's kind of, I look at this as kind of like a warm cheese crouton for your salad. And there we go. We have our fresh crab, corn, and avocado Dungeness crab salad with a Oaxacan cheese quesadilla. So our last dish that we're going to do this evening is a Mediterranean style shrimp with soft polenta. I think you folks are really going to enjoy this. It's one of those little more complicated recipes, but it's very doable at home, so you shouldn't be intimidated. It is really quite easy to make. That's one thing I have learned over the years. A lot of people really feel that cooking is intimidating. It isn't. It's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So just go out there and have fun. I have made things that didn't turn out the way I thought they would, and if there's a cook that tells you they've never made a mistake, they're lying to you. Okay folks, now we have our 4 cups of water boiling, so we're going to add the salt and then slowly whisk in the cornmeal. You want to make sure that you are whisking when you put it in, otherwise you're going to get little cornmeal lumps, and we don't want cornmeal lumps. Once you get your cornmeal in, you want to turn down your heat a little bit so you don't scorch the bottom of it. And you'll notice I'm using a heavy bottom pan here, which is preferable so you don't get scorches on the bottom of it. As you can see, the polenta is starting to thicken up. We can turn that down just a little bit more. And then we get the rest of our ingredients ready for putting in the polenta. We have our garlic, of course, butter, fresh herbs, and half and half. So now our polenta is tender. So we want to work in that half and half a little bit. And we put all the herbs, spices, garlic in there. And so what we're making is soft polenta. So this would be like a thick oatmeal. Now you can buy polenta pre-made at the grocery store. It comes in tubes, and that's an ideal polenta for grilling. But as I said, we are going to do soft polenta today, which we will just spoon into the dish and we will put it with our shrimp. And now we add our butter and Parmesan cheese. And stir that in. See how that looks? You've got to make sure you keep stirring till all that butter is melted. You don't want little melted butter pockets in here. And that's it. It's that simple, folks. It really is. And it's an enjoyable starch that you can use for many meals. Okay, so now we are ready to get our prep for the shrimp portion of the dish. So we have our peeled and deveined shrimp. Again, the recipe is for 4. I'm only going to make 1 of them this evening, but the recipe is written for 4. So you should be using a pound of shrimp for your 4. I've got about a 1/4 pound of nice 1620 shrimp here. When you see that number 1620 or 3140, that means how many shrimp per pound. So we have our olive oil. We have our bell pepper and red onion. We have our feta cheese that we are going to finish the dish with. We have diced Roma tomato. We have Kalamata olives. We have our lemon juice, garlic, salt and pepper, and parsley. So there we go. Get ready to put our shrimp in the pan. One, we want to make sure that we are warming up our pan, which we are doing. And I'm going to marinate the shrimp real quick. So we put our shrimp into the bowl. A little bit of the olive oil. the lemon juice, and then stir it up. And we're going to let that sit for a couple minutes just so all those flavors marry together. Okay, our pan is hot and we're ready to start cooking. Again, we put a little bit of the olive oil into the pan. And then we take our marinated shrimp that we marinated just a little bit ago. See, that's what you want to hear when you put things in a pan. You want to hear that. That means your pan is hot. So we're just waiting for our shrimp to get pink, and then we're going to remove the shrimp from the pan, put our vegetables in and a little more olive oil, and pull the dish all together. Reason we're going to pull the shrimp out of the pan is we don't want to overcook the shrimp and make them tough. So we're going to pull them out just before they're done, and then we'll put them back in right at the very end. See, you're getting some nice color from the pan. That's what you want to see. So now it's time to get our shrimp out of the pan. There we go. And next we're going to get our vegetables in the pan. So now we're going to get our vegetables into the pan. Again, we add a little more olive oil. We add our peppers and onions. Again, you like to hear that. You want to make sure your pan is hot. So these are the harder vegetables. We're going to let those go for just a couple minutes. So now we add our tomato, our olives, I like using the Kalamata olives because they're a little briny. And now we're going to take our partially cooked shrimp and put it back in the pan. Look at that nice color. And then at the end we add just a little bit of olive oil because that's going to make kind of our sauce. The fresh parsley. And now we're ready to plate. And so now we're ready to plate. Make sure you stir up your polenta because that will sit a little bit as you were making everything else. But see, you wanted this for a soft polenta. This is a good texture for you. So we're going to take a nice spoonful of this and put it in the center of our plate. And then we have our shrimp. And our shrimp we can put all around the outside. Whoops, I had an escapee there. Sometimes the food has a mind of its own. And then we finish it with a little bit of feta cheese. And then if you have some fresh rosemary, you can put a sprig of fresh rosemary in there because there is rosemary in the polenta, so that would be an appropriate garnish. So there you have it, Mediterranean shrimp with creamy polenta. Enjoy.
Safety should always come first. But here, fun runs a close second. We're playing it safe so you can have some fun. Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City, where it's better at the beach.